Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the most critical and yet somehow most invisible system running in your home right this very second. So let me ask you, what do you think is the most important system in your house? Seriously, is it the plumbing? Maybe the electrical grid? I mean, those are great guesses, but they're not the one that's constantly fighting a battle for you day in and day out. Nope, it's the one you probably never even think about, your heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system, your HVAC. And today, we're going to give you the owner's manual that nobody gave you when you moved in. Okay, first things first, let's kind of reframe how we think about this thing. Your HVAC system, it's not just another appliance. It is the hidden engine of your home, and trust me, it is always on the clock. Think about it. A fridge just has to keep a sealed box cold. That's it. But your HVAC system is literally fighting the entire outside world. The brutal summer heat, the freezing winter cold, and that sticky, awful humidity. It's this constant, relentless stress that eventually leads to breakdowns. To really get what this battle looks like, let's zoom in on a real-world example. You know, the specific challenges a system faces in a place like Takoma Park, Maryland, actually tell us a universal story about the stressors that are hammering your own system, no matter where you live. So who are these enemies? Well, for starters, you've got high humidity, which forces the system to work way overtime just to pull moisture out of the air. You've got extreme temperature swings. If you're in an older home, you're probably dealing with lousy insulation and leaky ducts. And yeah, even something as simple as your beautiful landscaping can be a problem, dropping leaves and junk right into your outdoor unit. This quote right here just nails it. A single factor, just humidity, can dramatically increase the wear and tear on the most important and expensive parts of your system. It is the perfect example of a hidden stressor that leads to a very real and very visible failure. And all this stress, it just keeps building up until something finally gives. So let's dissect a breakdown because recognizing the warning signs is your absolute best defense. First up is the classic clog. Your AC is basically a dehumidifier, pulling gallons and gallons of water out of the air. All that water has to go somewhere, and when the drain line gets clogged with all sorts of gunk, that water has nowhere to go but, you guessed it, back into your house. That's how you get those mysterious water stains on your ceiling. Next, the dreaded refrigerant leak. If you feel warm air blowing from your vents, or you actually see ice building up on the copper lines outside, you might be losing refrigerant. And this is a really big deal because without that cooling agent, the heart of your system, the compressor, is put under enormous strain and can burn out completely. And that is an expensive fix. And now we have to talk about the most dangerous failure of all, a cracked heat exchanger in your furnace. This is a physical break in the metal wall that's supposed to keep the toxic exhaust fumes separate from the clean, warm air that gets blown into your rooms. And this is the part you really need to hear. This is not about being uncomfortable anymore. This is a serious safety hazard. A crack like this can silently leak deadly carbon monoxide into your home while you sleep. It's why this problem requires an immediate shutdown and a call to a professional. No exceptions. Okay, let's say your system is broken. Now you've got this huge decision to make. Do you repair it, or is it time to replace the whole thing? It can feel totally overwhelming, but here's a little industry secret, a simple formula that can make the decision crystal clear. It's called the $5,000 rule. Now, this isn't some law set in stone, but it's an absolutely fantastic guideline that the pros use to help people make a smart financial choice. And most importantly, to avoid throwing good money after bad. So this is the number to burn into your brain, 5,000. This is your magic threshold. So here's how it works. It's super simple. You take the quote for the repair cost. Let's say it's $400. Then you multiply that number by the age of your system. Let's say your unit is 15 years old. 400 times 15 equals 6,000. Since 6,000 is over our $5,000 threshold, the rule says, hey, you're probably better off putting that money towards a full replacement. And this chart really lays out the trade-offs, right? Repairing is cheaper today, sure, but it doesn't make an old, tired unit any more efficient. Replacing costs more upfront, no doubt, but you get a brand new warranty, peace of mind, and a huge jump in energy efficiency. We're talking cutting your heating and cooling bills by 20 to 40%. That's huge. All right, enough doom and gloom about breakdowns. Let's wrap up with some incredibly easy rules you can follow to keep your system healthy and hopefully avoid those expensive repair calls altogether. First up, the 2-foot rule. See that big metal box outside? It needs to breathe. If you've got bushes, a fence, or anything else crowding it within 2 feet, you're basically choking it. It can't get enough air, so it overheats and has to work way, way harder than it should. Next is the 3-minute rule. So after your AC shuts off, the pressure inside the system is all out of whack. It needs a few minutes to equalize. If you try to restart it too quickly, you force the compressor to fight against that intense pressure, and that can cause some serious damage. Now, the good news is most modern thermostats actually have this safety feature built right in, so you don't even have to think about it. It also really helps to have realistic expectations. A well-maintained system can last a good 15, maybe even 20 years. But you have to know that once you cross that 10-year mark, its efficiency is going to start to drop, and the chances of a repair are going to start climbing. Knowing where you are on this timeline helps you budget and plan ahead. And finally, here it is, the easiest and most important tip of them all. The #1 cause of HVAC problems is a dirty, clogged air filter. That's it. It suffocates your system, ruins your air quality, and makes everything work harder. Simply changing it on a regular basis is the single most powerful and cheapest thing you can do for your home's comfort. So, there you have it. That's the playbook. You understand the constant battle your system is fighting, you know how to spot the warning signs, and you've got the tools to make smart decisions when things go wrong. The only question left is the one right there on your screen. Are you going to wait for an emergency, or are you going to take control?